Hey, we're back. This is our next model. Her name is Brittany, and we're continuing with our Transformed collection, short and oh so super sexy. We're filming live at Blue Shampoo Salon and Spa, which is our home in Oakland, California, and we're doing great things. I had to shut the salon down. They were a little too noisy earlier, so we don't have to worry about that right now. Try to give you as much attention as we can. Okay, on our model right now, she has relaxed hair, and her hair is previously been pre-lightened. You can see that. She's had a lot of color in her hair, a lot of tone, but she has ample new growth. I actually use her as a short model quite a bit, so we relax and lighten her hair all the time. So you never have to worry about losing any hair. Okay? You can use the lightener of your choice. We use a Italian color remover, bleach. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and I'm going to pre-lighten all of the new growth, and I'm going to slightly come past that line of demarcation so I can get some even lifting. Now, I'm not concerned with lifting her hair all the way out to a very pale stage because I want to go back and deposit color. Now, when I use bleach on relaxed hair, I never use anything higher than a 10 volume developer. Sometimes it's 5 or 6 volume. Sometimes we use even deposit-only developer, depending on the porosity of that person's hair. That's a very important thing, porosity, how fast that hair is going to accept whatever you put on it. In this case, she has a pretty moderate porosity texture, or porosity of her hair. So I'm easily can do the service and not worry about losing any hair. I'm going to start my application in the top, because that's where you're going to have more color, and as we go back into the back, we're going to use about 4 or 5 different colors on her by the time we're done. So I'm going to get started right now. Remember, our bleach has a 10 volume developer. We're going to come right in. This is an on the scalp bleach, so I can come right in on the scalp and lift this hair and not worry about doing any damage. So make sure when you choose your bleach, you choose a on the scalp bleach. You can get it in powder form, and they also have some oil on the scalp bleach. You want to not use any really high volume developers. A 10 volume developer you're going to find is going to be pretty much all you need, and you'll notice that it's going to give you very fast moving lift from the hair. So I'm just going to kind of go from side to side. I'm applying it to the scalp. I'm doing it with a method. I have a method in mind here because I want it to come up as even as possible. And I'm going to come back in on this side and start applying it directly to the scalp and out to that line of demarcation. Now, a lot of us have a great fear of using pre-lighteners, but there's no fear. As long as you choose the right product, you understand the porosity level of that person's hair, you can feel safe using a pre-lightener on relaxed hair. And what you can do is come to Oakland or to Phoenix, where we have advanced training, and we can teach you how to pre-lighten and how to color relaxed hair. So I'm going to continue this process. You notice I'm applying it directly to the scalp. After I get this application, I'm going to go back through it and make sure that it's pretty even. Let me turn around so you can see what I'm doing here. Now make sure your application is methodically done, so don't just haphazardly put it on. Make sure when you put the pre-lightener on that you're covering all the hair so that you can get a even pre-lightened new growth area. You notice that hair is already moving, and that's with a 10 volume developer. You see how it's moving already? So you don't need to use high volume developers. Okay, we're going to come around the back section now. I'll have her hold her head down some so you can see. Okay, and that's it. So we're going to go back through it now and make sure that it's even. You see how that's coming up? See how quickly that happens? Now where this hair is a little darker here, that's because of the other color deposit. So we don't have to leave it on that section for a long time because we're going to go back and add more color too. Okay, so that's it. Okay, that's our application for the, and we're going to apply some color. All right, see you in just a sec.
Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, we're back. So we've pre-lightened our hair. See, it's pre-lightened very well from the scalp. Now remember, we had other color in here, so you see where the hair is difference in color is the previous color that we had on there. And I didn't want to go in and totally pre-lighten all of that because we're going to deposit more color. So these different variations of color that we see here now, when we deposit, it's just going to give us a different variation of tones in the head. So we're going to use about 4 different colors, but we're going to come up with a technique that's going to look like it has 5 or 6, 7 different colors based on the level that we've lifted and the deposit that we're going to add. We're going to use oranges, blues, purples, and reds to come up with this technique. And again, we have them in different bowls, but you can clearly see what they are this time, so we don't have to worry about being confused. Now, your placement can be wherever you want it to be. Okay, I'm just giving you an idea, so you can take this idea and exploit it any way that you see fit. We're going to take a small section right on the front. Let me show you the sectioning first. This crown section that we have in the back, we're going to use a variety of weaving techniques in here. The area that's coming to the front, we're going to use diagonal slicing techniques. Okay? So I'll start on this side. Come right to the hairline. I'm going to take a little piece here. And we're going to take our foil. And we're going to go in with our redder tone. See that? That's the tone that we're going to start with. Going to fold it back. Make sure you cut it very clean and then slightly bend the edge there to just lock it. Okay, we're going to take another slice. This is a little bit longer. You notice it's a little bit longer now on this side. Diagonal forwards. And we're going to place our foil here very tight. We're going to go with an orange tone. Okay, so that's going to make that red pop a lot. Pull that in to lock it down. All right. Now we're going to go to the other side, and I'll turn it around this way. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Going to come back with a longer section right here. Still using the diagonal forward. And we're going to take it in two parts. In the front part, we're going to use the same technique. Let me make sure you can see that. Turn it a little bit. And we're going to go in with a very deep purple. How about that? Ooh, look at that. That's going to be a very translucent color. So she's going to look like Mardi Gras or somebody. Okay. Are you having fun yet? I am. Okay. Pinch that in right there. Now, imagine what we're going to do with this back section here. This is going to really blow your top. We're going to take this section here in the back of that purple. Same diagonal forward, same slice. The back section, hold your head back. The back section right here. Okay, here we go with a mind blower. Place that section right there. You're going to go in with, oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. How about that? Let's see how that works out. So I guess you already know what we're going to do on this side, right? Okay, we're going to take that same slice back this way. We're just duplicating what we did on the other side. Gonna paint that real good. You do this technique, I guarantee your color will never be the same. You'll be going to go to outer limits with your color. All right, so now we're going to do one more thing up here in this top section. Right down the middle, right here, almost to the front hairline, we're going to make a small little V section. You see that? Let's get it lined up real good. All right, that small little section right there, we're going to take, we're going to foil it. And we want to, remember, we want to make that orange pop. The overall tone is going to be orange. So we want that orange to really kick out. So we're going to go back in with this darker color right here. And this time, I'm going to fold it. But I'm going to roll it so I can make sure I keep those ends in there, keep that red right there in the middle. So you can see what's going to happen. All right, so now let's go back to this center section. Now this section in here, you have a lot of options. You can weave in different colors, you can weave in different tones, whatever it is you'd like to do. I'm going to use a little more color in here. I'll start from the bottom, and I'm going to weave this section. Now watch my weaving technique. It's not your typical up and down technique. I use a circular technique. Well, I come in and I circle in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm never picking up the same amount of hair in each subsection, and it's going to be able to allow me, you see how close that sits right to that part line? So you don't get any bleeding when you do this technique right here. It doesn't bleed. You can put it right down to the scalp. And you don't have to worry about it bleeding into the next section. Okay? Then we're going to take another section here, a thin section. And we're going to weave in and out in circular form. Okay, so you notice it looks kind of zigzaggy instead of your basic streaking, blocking look. So watch when I put this foil paper on here. When I lift this, I can apply that right down to that part line. Here, let's comb this bottom down a little bit so you can see it better. And you see how it sits right in that part line. So you don't have to worry about bleeding this section. Okay, we're going to work our way up. And we're going to weave one more section here. Actually, we're going to just weave the inside section. I'm getting color off my glove, so I'm going to have to fix that. All right, and yeah, we're going to put a little bit of this blue right there. Just a little dab. And this last top section here. I'm going to finish up with a little red section right there. So you're going to just alternate these tones however you would, however you want them to be. Now you can go in, if you want to add anything else in here, you can. What I'm going to do now is just section this bottom out around the perimeter. See, we're going to just section this perimeter line out all the way down to a point right in the middle back. And we're going to do the same thing here, moving back up. And I'm going to use a darker color right at the bottom. Just make sure our line is pretty close here. And add some clips. So this may seem a little technical, a little hard, but it's really fun, and it's really going to set you in a different level when the people look at your color and admire your color. So it's really going to do something different for you. Okay, so now I'm going to take this color here and I'm going to put this all in this bottom back section. I'm not going to apply it too heavy because I don't want it to run. I'll just come back and make sure that I have it good. So this entire perimeter area here, now it's going to get this darker tone. Okay. So now we're going to finish up everything. We head back. Going to finish up everything. You're going to go in between every packet. We're going to finish up everything with this beautiful copper orange. Okay, and so we have all of our color applied now. We went between each packet, making sure that we applied your base color to every area. We have a darker color along the perimeter, our base color all the way through, and our highlighted sections. So she's going to have this. She's going to go into the dryer for about 15 minutes. She's going to come back. We're going to mold her and then get ready for a haircut. All right? Be right back with you. And we're back. Look at this sweet, fabulous. What's my new word? That's not fabulous, but Jackie, what's my word? Faborious. Faborious. It's faborious. Look at this. Came out very nice, don't you think? You can see. You see a nice purple. You see a nice blue. Of course, you see a nice red and your orange technique in there. Very nice. Now, when the hair dries, you'll be able to see that color a little better. Okay? And that look beautiful, nice and rich. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up for her haircut. We're going to do her haircut in 2 phases. We're going to start the cut wet, and we're going to mold her, put her under the dryer, and when she comes back, we're going to do some texturizing in her cut. Okay? So the sectioning is the same as it was for her color. After this technique, trust me, I'll be able to take it to the bank. This is going to increase my service ticket. As soon as she goes outside and somebody sees it, this is what she's going to do. Bam! Madrid, the blue shampoo. He can do it for you. I'm a poet. You didn't know it? All right, let me cut some hair. Let me cut some hair. All right. So we're going to start our cut on the side section below the part line. We're going to use a diagonal back subsection, comb this hair forward. We're going to come in. Let me turn so you can see. I know my hand may get in the way. We're going to comb the hair up, secure the hair. You're going to use 1 finger elevation. You're going to cut the hair down at a diagonal back. You're going to use another subsection following the same pattern, diagonal back, comb the hair up, hold it secure at 1 finger elevation, and cut diagonal back. All this beautiful color is like, oh wow, we just did all that great color and now you're going to cut it off. Well, no, we have to detail that color now so it makes sense. It's cut and color. Same technique. 1 finger elevation. So basically this is a mobile guideline. So mobile guideline going straight back. It's going to have the same length. This is going to be a short section here, and it's going to be a disconnection on the top. The same movement all the way back. So you can see that cut. As you come down here, just come straight down that hairline. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. straight down, and cut it nice and clean, one finger elevation. Right here, the next section is going to come all the way down. Comb the hair up. You have a guideline already right there. You're going to comb the hair up to that guide. One finger projection, and cut the hair back. Hope you're able to see that. All the way down through the nape and back up here. And you're going to do the same thing, same diagonal back. Elevate, so the hair is going to be just slightly longer at the top, and it's going to get closer as it goes down. Nice clean lines. One finger projection. So I have to keep this elbow up, so that's good discipline for you hair cutters that don't keep your elbow up. You keep your elbow up when you're making that cut and you stay on line. Remember, your finger is going to set up your cutting angle. So my finger position right here is going to set up my cutting angle. But if my elbow is down low here, I'm not going to be able to get the same angle as if my elbow is high. I'm going to be able to cut a nice straight line. Okay? Diagonal back. Comb the hair straight out. We're still at one finger projection. Bring that elbow back up. That was a little too, I was cheating on you. You didn't catch me. Did you catch me doing that? Just bring that elbow back. All right. We're rolling. See, here in the Bay Area, we have a transit system called the BART. So right now, we're rolling like the BART. One finger projection. Keep the elbow up. Now, when we get to the other side, the elbow is going to be down, so don't try to fool me, okay? Okay, now as you work forward, you see that your parting is going to end up being right parallel to your section right here. Okay? Bring the hair up. Now what's going to happen is the hair is going to start to get a little longer in this area here, and what it's going to do is end up supporting that area at the top where we're going to start cutting, and it's going to help to keep this hair up. Because this is going to be longer in here. So this shorter hair is going to push up and help to make this hair stand up. So now you see what the transformed collection is, and you can tell that this is short and oh so super sexy. Sexy. You feel sexy? Yeah. She said yeah, she feels sexy. Okay, make sure you keep your section clean up. She won't be sexy if that section's not clean. All right. Projection, elbow high, cutting parallel to your subsection. All the way down. So you see how we started here, but now the finger's in this position here? That's exactly what it's supposed to do. Now, clean up that bottom a little bit. Now, what do you think we're going to do now? That's right, we're going to repeat on this side. Same thing, diagonal back. One finger projection. Remember I said my elbow is going to be down now, and I'm going to cut from shorter to longer. Make sure your finger position comes away from the scalp so you can keep the same length that you have on this side. You'll be able to have it on this side. I wonder where Jackie is. She's supposed to wipe my brow right now. Where's my banner? Hollywood. Hollywood. Yeah. All right. Diagonal back. You see, I can remember exactly where I left off. Don't let the pretty girls get you, all right? You're going to cut from the bottom up, following that same pattern. Diagonal back. One finger elevation. So we're going to still keep that projection. We have a guideline here. We have a guideline on that side. The hair is going to get a little longer at this point. I'm going to still cut it the same manner. So let's clean this side up here. Bring that elbow back up on this side. Alrighty then. So I like to start the cut. When I cut it wet, I can actually see the shape coming in as it dries. And I think that's really a marvelous thing. So you can see where you may be a little high. Okay, this section right here in the top, we're going to take it the same way that we did our subsection. We're going to comb it down. And we're going to now bring this down to that guideline, all the way down as far as you can stretch it, and then cut it in the same direction. Going to do it again, all the way across that top section there. Just comb it all the way down, as low as it can go, and there's your guideline. Comb this entire section over until it runs out. Okay. Now you're going to do the same thing here. Even though this has been cut going that way, now you want to, this is our original section. We want to bring it back and comb it this way now. We have a guideline, you see it? Going to cut it on the same guideline, and you see how that matches up with what you previously cut right there. Okay, next section. Comb it over until the section runs out. Take the whole section, comb it over. So watch this. As I comb that short hair, remember I told you the short hair was going to make the long hair stand up. Okay? Now, as we come to the top. So this is going to be our longest point right here. So this is going to be our guideline for the front section. So we're going to take this, part it right down the middle. We're going to use a wider subsection. We're not going to use a small subsection. Right down the front, we're going to elevate it as high as we can get it. We're going to bring the back section in, and then we're going to cut this hair moving down. Now, I'm not going to take the whole cut because this front section here, we're going to scoop this with our razor. So we're going to save that one part until we get it dry. So let's take the next section here. We're going to comb it up. Remember, this is our guideline. So you can point cut this if you want, or you can just bring it up and cut that section moving down. And we don't want to touch that yet. We're going to wait and cut that with our razor. Comb this all the way up. This is the top section and that back section. That's your guideline right there moving forward. And like before, we don't want to mess with that long piece yet. And you'll see why later. Okay, so you're going to repeat the same thing on this side. Isn't that color beautiful? See that nice purple in there now? You can see it because the hair is starting to dry. See your purple, see your red, you see your little blue-green in there. How about that? It's beautiful. Okay, same thing, cut a little forward. Bring the next section up. It's a high point. We're going to take this section right here, cut down. And that's our last section right here, cut down. So you see the disconnection pieces here? If you want to style it where the hair moves any direction you can and have a nice disconnection, or if you want to have an overlay or something with a lot of texture, you can see that that short hair is going to hold that long hair up. Okay, so now we're going to moisten her hair a little bit and get ready to mold her. And now we get to use some product. This is Madrid's Fabulous Foam Setting Lotion. At this point, we're going to take this, take about 4 or 5 nice pumps there, massage it in our hand and pat it. A lot of people take the foam and just go, no, we're going to actually pat it around, make sure it's evenly distributed. Really, really good. And I'm going to start a molding technique. So what we want to do is going to be a little different. Since this hair is longer here in the top, we want to actually mold our hair moving up. Need a little more water. Just a quick little hit here. Okay. We're going to separate it right at that part line, and we're going to start and we're just going to comb it until we get the direction that we want. Then we're going to take a little molding gel and put on there so that hair smooths out really, really well. So the molding technique for me is just as important. I should have called Jackie, I know. I can do it. So the molding technique is just as important as your cutting everything. So we're going to continue to mold this. Be right back in 1 second. Okay, we're going to use a little bit of our smooth hole molding gel. Just going to put a little bit. We don't need a lot. And it's going to give her a nice hole. It won't be hard or crunchy, anything like that. And I don't really like using a lot of gel, and I like to strategically place it where it's going to make most sense. Okay. So we're pretty much just setting up our style now, especially for the lady that doesn't really want to use any flat irons and just want to use a little product and mold the hair, dry it, just kind of scrunch it up. This is a great technique for that person. So make sure your mold is nice and smooth. All right, we're just about done. As you notice, I spent a lot of time with the molding process because when the hair is finished, I don't want to have to do a whole lot. I don't want to be stuck trying to do a lot to it. If you're going to put an iron on it, you want to just be able to put an iron on it and keep it moving. If you don't want to use an iron, you want the hair to still be nice and smooth. Okay. Okay, this is our molding technique. And now we're going to take a Sanex. We're going to place a Sanex around the head to hold it down while she's drying. So I'm going to tie that on there, however it makes sense to you. Make sure it's not down into the forehead too much, that's good. Tear that little piece there so she don't look like she's flying away. Okay, so she's going to go to the dryer just like this. Now after she comes back from the dryer, of course I'm going to clean her up some. And when she comes back from the dryer, I should have cleaned her up first, huh? All right. See you in a little minute. All right, and here we are. We're back, and you can see the mold technique. You can see the color a little better now. You can see the nice purple. You can see the little blue, the little green, the red in there. So we're going to finish her cut. Remember I said we're going to come back and we're going to use our razor and do a scooping technique. I'll stand to the side so you can see. So we want to come right down in the center top. And this is the back. Remember, this is the longest point here. And then we started cutting down right here. So we're going to start at that point. I'm going to hold this hair tight in my hand, and I'm going to scoop as I cut. And scoop. And scoop. And hold that hair and scoop it. All the way into the side section, into the disconnection, because it's longer there. And you see how you just scoop that hair out. So you see it's longer here and it gets shorter as it moves forward. So this razor is going to give you a lot of texture, and then you can come back and point cut if you like. So yeah, just take it, you go, and just throw it away. It's not yours. I don't want that anymore. And now you can see those colors even better. Okay, now we're going to come in with our shears. Make sure we have everything we want so it's not too much out of line. So that looks good. Yeah, that's looking great. Yeah, that's right on line. You see that scoop right in the front? Down and up. See that piece? You want to keep that little piece. I think we got it. Mm-hmm. All right. Now we're going to put a little product and do a little curling technique. Going to use a little pomade. Just a nice light amount. You don't need a lot. This is going to smooth the cuticle and make that hair really silky. It's going to bring the shine out. Gives you a little texture. So if you like to wear your hair with just some texture, you can use that. We also have a waxy pomade if you like to wear your hair just kind of spiky like. And then you see this hair is able to stand up in the mirror. In the mirror. And we're going to use a little thermal product. This is our thermal mist for heat styling. You can also use this for a holding spray or a texturizing spray if you want. Okay, and now we're going to do a little curling technique. And we're not going to do a lot, just going to do a little bit. And just enough to keep it moving in this diagonal forward. And come in on the sides. Just put a little movement here and there, just a little. So that's why I like the molding process, because at this point, if I don't want to do any flat ironing or a lot of stuff, I can just hit it a little bit, put a little product on it, and everybody's good and happy. And we're going to give it a little bit right down to the front hairline here. So just give it a little hit here and there. A little hit and a miss, as we call it. Keeping it moving forward. To go. Good thing he edited, huh? He gonna be doing some editing, huh?
Always with me though, so funny.
I know, huh? Right upside the head. Isn't that lovely? Cause you're special like that. I'm tired now. He's gonna fix it anyway. He's just gonna have me finishing it. What chapter was it?
Huh?
Said chapter what?
No, I said you dropped your spare.
Oh no, huh? You can't leave.
My hair feels so light.
It is. Okay, we're just doing a little something. Actually, I'm doing too much to tell you the truth, but it's working out. Isn't it nice you can just talk to your public like that? Like, okay, this stove is not on. I need 5 more minutes and we'll be done. I'm gonna comb her out. Then we'll bring her in, the other girl. And then that way, when one see one video, they'll want to get the other one, hopefully. All right, this is our color and cut technique. This is just a little finish. You don't have to do it like that, but if you want to, everything is just moving forward at a diagonal. The same way that we put the color in at the vertical diagonal so that you can see the color placement better. Now the colors I use, if you want to use different colors, that's fine. You can use any color that you like. You can follow this technique and you see you have a nice array of different color. So I'm just going to lightly comb through it a little. As a matter of fact, before I do that, I'm going to use a product that we have. It's called Golden Hair Dress. It's a waxy pomade. I'm going to take just a little bit and just lightly scrunch it through. It's a very soft product. It's not going to make the hair hard. And you see, just scrunching it through and giving it a little twist here and there. It's really setting that hair up beautifully. This is called Golden Pomade. Need a little bit more. Bam, golden pomade. Just rub it in your hand, warm it up. It's going to give you a nice movement, nice texture without being hard. And it will keep the look for you. All right, let's see how you're looking. Oh, you're looking kind of cool. Little polish as a finish. I know it's a little messy over there, but this is how we do it in the salon. Remember, this is a live video today. So you saw clients, you saw some work that we did with some of the other operators. I think that's looking rather nice. What do you think? There you have it. Bam! Transformers, transformed, short and oh so super sexy. All right, how about a spin and we're done. And now the fun begins. It's photo shoot time. Thank you.